Buongiorno, Vario stick here. He's gone for a bit of a walk with the dogs really on the land at the back of our place. Italy, well, we've gone into phase 2. This is something that you don't see every day. A field of wild orchids. What a beautiful sight. Wow, come out just the right time of year. Surprising what you can see. I'll put some more photographs up. And I put a post the other day on Facebook page at Vario stick with some close-ups of these beautiful things. Have a look, you enjoy them. Alright Teddy, how are you doing? So what does this mean, phase 2? Well, Conte, the Italian Prime Minister, has been absolutely clear about this. It's a step forward, but if the numbers start to go back up again, and I'll put the latest graphs of new cases and sadly deaths here in Italy, I'll put them up for you to have a look at. But if those figures start to turn up again, then we're going to be going back down into lockdown. Don't you think, Ted? So it's an experiment. Let's see what happens. It's following the example of Germany, France and Spain, of course. But it does go to show that after 9 weeks of lockdown and sacrifice by people over here in Italy, things can improve. So if you're feeling particularly frustrated at the moment of where you're living in the world and your government, then don't. Stay with it, stay protected, stay safe. Of course, it's up to each individual region as to whether they carry out all of the Prime Minister's instructions or whether in fact they add to or subtract from them. But here in Abruzzo, basically they've decided to carry exactly what the Prime Minister has said and get on with things and just see, let's hope there isn't, but let's see if there's a spike and the consequences of that, of course. It's not me panting, by the way. Vario Spaniel. It is a hot day. Of course, the other thing that the end of, well, at least the end of partial lockdown, is the fact that the municipality can get on with doing essential maintenance tasks, roads and drains and things like that, which, of course, they couldn't do before, but now they can. So that's helpful, and of course that also provides jobs for people. And that's particularly important. Some small businesses are allowed to open again, things like hairdressers are not, because that's a physical contact, isn't it? So it's very much, you know, ones and twos so far as people are concerned. Keep your mask on and gloves, maintain social distancing, no large gatherings. So far as I'm aware, churches aren't allowed to open again yet. As I've already said, things like restaurants, bars, cinemas, no, they're not allowed to reopen because that's a kind of a breeding cauldron, isn't it? If somebody walks into a bar who's contagious and could spread it to 20, 30, 50, 100 people. So I think Italy's been quite sensible in saying, nope, we will review the bars, restaurants on the 1st of June. That's not to say they're going to reopen again, but they will review them. And as I said previously, schools will not be reopening until the 1st of September. So what's Vario stick going to be getting up to in the next few weeks? Well, of course, it'll all depend on what happens with this phase 2, whether we see another spike or whether things continue to settle down. Who knows? Time will tell. But I do plan going out again, doing my town visits, which is particularly good news because I love doing those. I've got a few, Sulmona, Carsali, a few other places people have asked me to go, but it's a list, but I'll get through the list eventually, I guess. In the meantime, then it's just a matter of updates from this beautiful place we call Abruzzo, and I know a lot of people are dying to get out here. They can't wait to get on that plane and come to Abruzzo and enjoy a holiday, or perhaps buy somewhere to live. Be patient, we'll get there. We'll certainly get there in the end. Daisy, why are you sat in a muddy puddle? Anybody who's been following the channel, I remember the black dog there, is Daisy May. Yes, you, with the muddy nose. Come here. Show everybody your muddy nose. She came from the Canili di Lanciano, the dog rescue in Lanciano. She's growing at a tremendous rate. I don't suppose she'll be too much taller than that, but she certainly likes getting out and about, and as you see, lying in muddy puddles and chasing butterflies and stuff. So normal puppy things, but shout out to Karen from the Canili di Lanciano. She's Daisy May's doing very well indeed. And so is Ted. So, from a beautiful sunny Abruzzo, you know, humid today, now into phase 2, looking forward to phase 3. Let's see what happens with phase 2 first. Stay tuned to the channel, don't forget like and subscribe, and then you're always kept up to date with new videos. We don't just do walks out here in the countryside, we do lots of different stuff. Have a look at the channel, lots of things to enjoy. Looking forward to getting out again, as I said, to town and village visits. Got quite a few lined up. And in the meantime, a shout out to Stephen. I know it's your birthday today, Stephen. A particularly important number. I won't mention what it is. But the depression will soon wear off, don't worry. So from the dogs, a beautiful sunny day out here in Abruzzo. Looking forward to the future. Remember, stay safe, obey the rules. You'll come out of it eventually. We'll get there together. This is Vario saying ciao ciao for now.